Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Shriman Narayan. This is our third day of my spiritual master, Swami Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj's Maha Samadhi week, and we welcome him, although he is ever present with us, we welcome him to our satsang. This being our discussion on the Bhagavad Gita, and as I stated yesterday, that from the official Vishishtadvaita platform, I welcome the rest of the protocol. And I'll explain as follows. The very first Acharya is Lord Shriman Narayan. The very first Acharya is Lord Shriman Narayan, for it is his breath that is the Vedas. So the knowledge first reaches the living entity from Lord Shriman Narayan. Next to him is Mother Lakshmi. Next to him, always, is Mother Lakshmi. Lord Narayan, in his mercy, for the fallen souls that are vibrating in the material universe, he breathed the Vedas. In his compassion, he chooses his purest devotees to assist him in taking birth on this earth, to teach the absolute truth to the fallen souls, so that at the end of the material life in the human form, they may go back to Lord Narayan and Mother Lakshmi. And the system that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shriman Narayan, has created is absolute. So he is the Acharya, first Acharya. Next to him is Mother Lakshmi. Then he is Commander-in-Chief, Vikvak Sena. And then the 12 Alvars. The 12 Alvars. Alvars mean devotees of Vishnu. Alvars also mean diving deep. So I'm going to start by paying my obeisances from the very first Alvar, as I am now starting my official discussion on the Bhagavad Gita as translated and commentated by Lord Sri Ramanuj. And this is the absolute protocol. The absolute protocol is to pay your obeisances to Lord Narayan, Mother Lakshmi, Lord Sri Ramanuj, and my Guru Swami Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. And I have been doing this from my very first discourse since 2013. This is the absolute protocol. In pursuance of our protocol as an invocatory rite, let us meditate on the blessed feet of Sriman Narayana and of the celebrated Acharyas. I worship Sriman Narayan, who is ever determined to establish the genuine truth of Vedanta on earth and who shines in the midst of liberated souls and worthy preceptors. And I pay my obeisances to the very first Alvar as follows. I take refuge in Saro Yogi, who was born of a golden lotus in the month of Asvina, October-November, under the influence of the asterism Sravana, the 28th stellar mansion in the Dwapara Yuga in the city of Kanchipur, who is known as Bogey Alvar. I pay my obeisances to Bhuta Alvar as follows. I adore the Saint Bhuta, who was born in the month of Asvina, which is October-November, under the influence of the asterism Sravista, 23rd stellar mansion from within the blooming water lily. At Mahabalipuram. The next Alvar is Pei Alvar, and I pay my obeisances as follows. Him I adore, that celebrated Mahatma who was born out of a water lily blossoming within a well in Mayurapuri in the month of Asvina, October-November, under the influence of the asterism Sata Bisak, 24th stellar mansion. And according to the information in this book, these three Alvars were born in the Dwapara Yuga, that means before 5,000 years, before the advent of Kali. I worship This is the next Alvar, Tirumalise Alvar. I worship Bhakti Sara, who was born as the son of Bhargava in Maha Sarapura in the month of Pausa, that is January, February, under the influence of the asterism Maga, the 10th stellar mansion. The next Alvar is Namalvar. I worship Satari, who was born in the beginning of Kali Yuga as a son of Kari at Kuru Kapuri in the land of Pandya in the month of Vaisakha, that is May and June. The next Alvar is Madura Kavi Alvar. I take refuge in him who was born in the month of April and May under the influence of the asterism. Next Alvar, Kulakshekra Alvar. I take refuge in King Kulashekra, the ruler of Kerala, who was born in Chodapatna of Kerala in the month of Magha, and that is February and March, under the asterism Purnavasu. The next Alvar, Periyal Var. I take refuge in Vishnu Chitta, whose mind would ever remain permeated with Vishnu consciousness, who was born at Dhanvipura under the influence of the asterism Swati, 15th stellar mansion, in the month of June, July. The next Alvar, Goda or Andal. I worship Sri Ranganatha's consort, Goda or Andal, who was born in a Tulsi grove in the month of Asada, July and August, under the influence of the asterism Purva Falugni in Pandya Kingdom. The next Alvar, Tondara Dipodi Alvar. I take refuge in that greatest of devotees known by the name Bhakta Gri Renu, which means dust of the devotee's feet, who was born under the influence of the asterism Jyesta, which is the 18th stellar mansion in the month of Agraha Yana, which is December and January. I pay my obeisances to to Natha Muni, I pay my obeisances to Ramanuj Acharya, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. During the advent of Kali Yuga, there was a darkness that started permeating the universe. And Lord Sri Ramanuj took his birth a 1,000 years ago and followed the instructions of his spiritual master, Ramanuj Acharya. Natha Muni and Ramanuj Acharya laid the foundation of Vishishtadvaita. And Lord Sri Ramanuj established or re-established Vishishtadvaita as spoken or as breathed by Lord Sriman Narayan at the beginning of creation. What is the meaning of purport? Commentary. The absolute commentary on the Vedanta Sutras, the Vedanta, the Upanishads, the purport of the Vedas in its entirety is Vishishtadvaita. The commentary on the Vedas is Vishishtadvaita. And I'm going to explain as follows. Every country has a constitution. And I'm going to take the example of South Africa. South Africa has a constitution as a country, and it has 9 provinces. Within the 9 provinces, depending on time, circumstances, and state and geographical state of the 9 regions, the 9 regions may function differently. Notwithstanding the fact that they would function differently under 9 different heads, whom we call in South Africa premiers, they cannot deviate from the fundamental principles of the Constitution. They cannot deviate from the fundamental principles of the Constitution. So the Constitution is explained briefly in a book. Similarly, the Vedas is explained by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sriman Narayan, as the absolute constitution of the universe. This constitution includes all living entities within all the planetary system, within every universe. He created different sampradayas, 4 sampradayas, the Brahma sampradaya, the Rudra sampradaya, and the Kumara sampradaya, so that living entities with different taste, different mindset, and different capacity can reach the same goal. In all of these 4 sampradayas, Lord Sriman Narayan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In all of these 4 sampradayas, Lord Sriman Narayan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like all the 9 provinces, although they might have 9 different leaders leading each province, they are all under the president of the country. If any of the provincial heads deviates from the constitution, then they will no longer be bona fide as leaders of that province. Similarly, when any of these sampradayas extend itself in any direction, if they are not in total compliance with the Vedas in all its absolute states, then that sampradaya or extension of that sampradaya is not absolute or bona fide. And Lord Sri Krishna, the incarnation of Lord Sriman Narayan, has stated in chapter 16 of the Bhagavad Gita that if anyone does not follow the scriptures, then that person is a demon. And if anyone concoct their own scriptures, then that person is a demon. And anyone that follows these concocted scriptures are demons. Lord is absolute. There is no gray areas. There is no gray areas. One of the premiers cannot say they found a piece of document somewhere that was secretly hidden, and that now that province can work within that rule of that documents they found that was secretly hidden somewhere or lost. If it is not in South Africa's constitution, it is non-existence. If it is not in the Vedas, it is non-existence. God has no secrets. God has no secrets. So the absolute system, to understand not only the Bhagavad Gita, any literature in Sanatan Dharma, is to start at the source. And the source of all scriptural knowledge, the source of all knowledge is Lord Sriman Narayan. Vishishtadvaita is the absolute purport of all Vedic knowledge. Lord Sri Ramanuj, in his commentary of the Sri Bhasya, which is the Vedanta Sutra, kicked out all other philosophies. He kicked out Advaita, he kicked out Dvaita, and he kicked out all similar philosophies, not by kicking them out, but proving them as per Vedic injunctions to be irregular or incorrect. So Lord Sri Ramanuj re-established the imports of all Vedic knowledge as spoken by Lord Sriman Narayan. In this Kali Yuga, the Adi Guru, the first Guru of this Kali Yuga, of this 28th Kali Yuga, will always be Lord Sri Ramanuj. No one else can surpass him, because he has absolutely commentated on all aspects of the Vedas. Lord Sri Ramanuj did not create a personal philosophy. Vishishtadvaita is the breathing of Lord Sriman Narayan. Vishishtadvaita is Vedanta. And Vedanta means end of knowledge. And Vedanta is Vishishtadvaita, re-established painstakingly. Lord Sri Ramanuj did not leave one rock unturned in bringing the Vedas to its absolute reality at a time when this universe was spiritually dead. The only sampradaya in this 28th Kali Yuga that can go backward without any breakdown in the Guru Parampara will be the absolute sampradaya, don't you think? And the absolute sampradaya is the Vishishtadvaita Sri Sampradaya, Sri Ramanuj Sampradaya. Lord Sri Ramanuj is synonymous with Vedanta. Lord Sri Ramanuj is synonymous with the Vedas. As Vishishtadvaita is the purport of all the Vedas. Based on this, we will attempt, I will humbly attempt to discuss Lord Sri Ramanuj's Bhagavad Gita. Whatever mistakes I make will be my own, for Lord Sri Ramanuj is absolute, and as long as I am dressed in a human body, I will be prone to mistakes. However, I ask with folded hands and joined palms, and I surrender my body, mind and soul to my Sampradaya, so they may grace me with the necessary knowledge in discussing the Bhagavad Gita from the Vishishtadvaita platform, which is the only platform that the Bhagavad Gita should be discussed from. So we're going to go into a brief background on the Bhagavad Gita itself. The Bhagavad Gita appears embedded in the Mahabharata. And the reason that the Leela of Mahabharata was enacted as follows. Who heard of Parsuram? Sorry?
Only know the name Ashram.
It won't help. And what you heard about him?
I think he helped crossing the river. He assisted.
He was upset in the manner in which the Kshatriyas were ruling the world, and he circled the globe 21 times, killing all Kshatriyas. I hope I had the power to travel the globe and annihilate all the demonic presidents. What a peaceful place this earth will become, Dr. Singh. But unfortunately, my job is just to try to expound Vishishtadvaita to the English world to the best of my ability. But Parsuram, he went around the world trying to kill all the Kshatriyas. Right? The heavens, all the fights with the demons, the Devis and Devtas were winning. The Devis and Devtas were winning all the fights in the heavenly planetary system, and the demons had no place to live on heaven any more. And when Lord Parsuram annihilated the Kshatriyas, then the female Kshatriyas came out of hiding, and only for the purposes of continuing the Kshatriya class or social order, they started relationships with the Brahmana men. They started relationships with the Brahmana men. So the demons that were leaving the heavenly planetary system because they were losing their fights with the Devis and Devtas, started taking birth on earth to these Kshatriya females, and they started causing a havoc. What do demons do? Cause havoc everywhere, even in satsangs. Look at my satsang. All the demons are evaporated. I don't know who they are troubling in other satsangs. Okay? Because it is the duty to cause problems, cause chaos. So these Kshatriyas are ruling class, are they not? And when they become kings, and if they are of demonic mentality, then how would they rule? Likewise. Okay? So, Mother Earth, Bhumi Devi, went up to Lord Brahma, as she usually does when she cannot tolerate the chaos on the surface of the earth. Lord Brahma then went to Lord Narayan in his second form. Lord Narayan takes 5 forms. His second form is in the ocean of milk, which is located at the outskirts of the material universes. And Lord Brahma explained the chaotic condition of the earth to Lord Shriman Narayan. Lord Shriman Narayan. Shriman Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. Shriman Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. Om Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. Om Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. Lakshmi Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. Lakshmi Narayan. Narayana Narayana Narayan. Om Narayana Narayana Narayan. So the name Narayan is a proper noun. And as soon as you hear the name Narayan, you think of his consort, Lakshmi. Lakshmi is inseparable from Narayan. When you hear Narayan, you think of Lakshmi. Narayan is not a common, and Narayan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Lord Narayan informed Brahma through his heart. That he must inform all the Devis and Devtas to take their births as humans on earth, and he will also be soon taking birth. The Lord takes his birth timelessly to protect his devotees and annihilate demons, and to set Dharma back on its track, and to fulfill a zillion promises to his devotees all simultaneously. The three main reasons: to protect his devotees, to annihilate the demons, to set up religious principles, and simultaneously satisfy the promises and benedictions of his zillions of trillions of billions of zillions of devotees. Every saint has a past, and every sinner has a Jai Shri Narayan.